Hey everyone, FB here to bring you a cast of the ESL Competition Premiership 15 semi-final between Planetkey-Dynamics and MnM-Gaming. Planetkey-Dynamics qualified to this semi-final by taking second place in the group stage, and MnM-Gaming were able to win last Sunday's quarterfinal against EC Esports with a 4-2 score to also reach it. Going through that match, the first sub-match was the 1 vs 1 between Tween and Borbus that ended in a 7-3 score in favor of Tween. And then following that, Sheriff and Kappa won the 2 vs 2 with a 5-1 score against Speed You Need and Onyo to put MnM-Gaming in the lead with 2-0. EC Esports were then able to tie up the score by winning the 5 vs 5 with a 7-3 score, but in the last sub-match, MnM-Gaming proved to be a bit stronger and closed it out with a 7-1 score. Taking a look at the playoffs, the winner of this match will of course go up against the defending champions Team Dignitas, who were placed directly into the grand final by taking first place in the group stage. And lastly, as always, let's also take a look at the format for those who don't know it. The matches are played in 4 sub-matches, 1 vs 1, 2 vs 2, 3 vs 3 and 5 vs 5. The first 2 sub-matches are worth 1 point each, while the other 2 are worth 2 points each. Every sub-match is played to 7 except the 2 vs 2, which is played to 5. Also, tennis mode is in effect, and for the playoffs it's in effect for all the sub-matches. That means that if the score is 6-6 or 4-4 when it comes to the 2 vs 2, the team need to win with 2 points. Finally, if the score is a tie, a decider 5 vs 5 will be played on the first map to determine the winner. And we are about to go live here. I think that was the final warm-up if I'm not mistaken. We are going to start with the 1 vs 1, which is played on Lissaria, made by Coasters, and the world record is 53.082 by Royal. So we'll see if Royal will be playing the 1 vs 1 for MnM-Gaming. I know though for Planetkey-Dynamics that Scrappy is playing the 1 vs 1. So not Poker for a change, who usually is playing the 1 vs 1 in the playoffs. At least he usually always did that for Team Acer, his previous team. Okay, looks like we are waiting for a player. In the meantime, we can take a look at the Dedimania. We see that, of course, Royal has the fastest time. Tween is at top 2 with 53.21. Sheriff at top 3, 53.26. Scrappy at top 4, 0.26 as well. And Swoopy at top 5, 0.27. Then we have also Sack at top 9 with 0.31, Nevermind at top 10 with 0.36, Extreme at top 15 with 0.40, and we got Revi as well at top 24 with 0.51. But I believe that's gonna be the end of the warm-ups, and we are starting this ESL CPS 15 semi-final between Planetkey-Dynamics and MnM-Gaming. The winner will go up against Team Dignitas in the grand final, which will be played this upcoming weekend. Also, before we go live here, these two teams of course played in the group stage as well, and then Planetkey-Dynamics won with a 4-2 score over MnM-Gaming, which was then known as Fun Team. Swoopy won the 1 vs 1 with 7-5 versus Nevermind. Poker Me Quattro won the 2 vs 2 with 5-3 versus Strafe Rider. And then MnM won the 3 vs 3 with a 7-0 score, and Planetkey-Dynamics won the 5 vs 5 with a 9-7 score, so it went to tennis mode. But we are live into the 1 vs 1 here, Sack versus Sheriff. I was completely wrong. I thought Scrappy would be playing based on information I got, but maybe he's playing the 2 vs 2 instead. So it's gonna be Sack playing for Planetkey-Dynamics, who of course is a very good player from France, one of the best French tech players. And he's playing against Sheriff from Czech Republic, and Sack is currently in the lead here in the first round. And it's a pretty comfortable lead as well, 1600s. I think it's gonna be even bigger in the next checkpoint. Yes, 25 now, but a good turn from Sheriff though. With a good finish, he might be able to pass Sack. Here it comes, but no. Sack will stay in front and takes the first point with a time of 53.69. which is 800s ahead of Sheriff, but a good finish from Sheriff. Caught up a lot, but not enough to take the point. So yeah, not Royal playing this 1 vs 1, but he usually plays this 2 vs 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing that probably with Tween. As we see Sheriff with an early mistake. Sack will now get the chance to take a 2-point lead. Shouldn't be too difficult. 30 hundredths ahead. He still needs to keep a pretty good pace though, so you can't take it too safe as we are jumping up on the platform. Switch to Zach and use the camera that shows what's going on behind him. Sheriff is maybe catching up. No, he's still about 30 hundredths, so Zach is doing a good job keeping the distance down to Sheriff. Coming up to the final corner. Goes a bit too wide, but is able to avoid the wall and will take the point. So, Zach, early lead here with 2-0 over Sheriff, but still far from over. We are playing 2-7. Oh, a huge crash there from Zach, and he's out of the track as well. Won't be able to finish this one, and Sheriff will take his first point. That's how quickly it can go. Of course, respawn is not allowed in this tournament, so Zach got no chance to get back on the track and is now taking a swim. It's not a very good swimmer though, it seems. He's drowning. Sheriff can take it very safe. Just needs to avoid falling out of the track himself. Some players will drive without the HUD on though, so that they don't see the checkpoints at all. And in that case, you can sometimes see the player who is leading still doing a huge mistake to not get the point. I remember specifically Haki Jr. once doing it in a 1v1 in a early CPS season. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was a major series actually, when Trackmania was present in that event. But yeah, Sheriff will get his first point. The score is 2-1 in favor of Zach. Starting the fourth round. Let's see if Zach can get a better start now. I think he got a no drift in that turn we just passed and then hit the wall. Seems like no drifts are kind of common there. Saw a couple of them in the quarterfinal as well. Wow, this is a great start from Sheriff. 30 hundredths ahead of Zach, who had a bad landing in the jump, it seems. So yeah, Sheriff now with the chance to tie up the score as well after another flub by Zach. Oh, okay, almost touched the wall but stays on the road. However, it looks like Sheriff will take his second point in a row. 6,500 ahead of Zach, approaching the end. Will end up hitting the border in the end, which was maybe a bit unnecessary, but didn't cost him anything, and the score is now all tied up, 2 points apiece. So initially it looked like Zach would dominate this 1v1, but he's had 2 bad rounds in a row and it's not a good start again here for Zach. Sheriff 1400s ahead, coming up to this jump with this awkward landing. We often see very different trajectories once the players have passed that jump, and so is the case this time as well. Zach though with good speed over the blue floor, up on the road again, in the lead. 300s ahead of Sheriff, 1400s in the next checkpoint. Great section there from Zach. Could take back the lead from Sheriff. Or actually it's tied, so Zach can take lead here with 3-2 if he keeps it together. So far so good for Zach. 1800 ahead of Sheriff, but Sheriff has done the finish good in the past. Let's see if he can catch up. Zach still in the lead, and Sheriff will end up getting a no drift. Zach will take it. 53.65 against Sheriff with 54.07. So Zach in the lead with 3-2. And Sheriff also with the fastest time so far, 53.54. Zach with 0.65. Once again, Sheriff with a slightly better start. Whoa, what good speed from Zach though. Oh, as he touches the wall in the jump. And that's gonna put him far behind Sheriff. Zach going for the risk, but it's going to put him almost 4 seconds behind Sharif, who will get the draw again at 3-3. Yeah, this seems like an even matchup. Lots of mistakes though, but that's not too much of a surprise on this kind of track. It's kind of a difficult track. Actually, all the tracks in this final map pack are pretty difficult, I would say. So we often see the players crashing throughout the round. So, score is 3-3. Zach versus Sharif. ESL CPS 15 semi-final. Planetkey-Dynamics are taking on MnM-Gaming for a spot into the grand final, where Team Dignitas await. And we are live into the 7th round of this 1 versus 1. Neck and neck between the two players. They are doing that landing a bit different. Zach landing much more to the left. Sharif though will go up in the lead again. 10 instead of Zach, who goes for a wider line, tries to build up more speed, and it's gonna pay off. Zach goes up on the platform in the lead again. Oh, but then maybe went a bit too much to the right. Sharif will exit that turn in a much better way, and he's now in the lead with 10 Close round though. We've never seen this kind of situation. Sharif with a small lead coming up to the ending. See if Zach can do it. Small bump there from Sharif, but he didn't lose too much time. But Zach comes back though, but it's not enough. Sharif will take it with 0.003 of a second. Very, very nice round. And Sharif now in the lead for the first time, I believe, at 3-4. 3 points away from winning the 1 versus 1. Alright, here we go. It's Sharif with the better start. Lands much earlier in that drop. Zach comes back with more speed once again, as we are taking the jump. And this time it looks like Zach did it much better. Yes, Zach with more speed. And will take the lead with 1500 ahead of Sharif. See if he can stay in front and tie up the score again. Starting to seem like we might see tennis mode on this if it continues to be this close. Sharif was close, but then had to slow down in speed. I think he might have hit the wall otherwise. So that was a wise decision by Sharif, but it's gonna put him 3300 behind Zach, who stumbles in the uphill and then gets the no drift as a result. Sharif goes up to first place instead, and he's gonna take a 2-point lead. 53.93, Zach 54.36. And he cannot be happy with that ending. He drove over the border as he entered the uphill, and he got a bump from that, and then was not able to get the drift in the next turn. So yeah, critical blunder there from Zach. Probably should have avoided the border going into the uphill, since he had a pretty big lead with 30 or so. But anyways, he's still not done. He can still come back from this, and he will take the lead in the next round. But here comes Sharif with good speed over the stretch, and he takes over the lead. 700 ahead of Zach. Up on the platform again. Trying to position such a way that you leave that turn with as much speed as possible. Is very, very close again as we are approaching the end. Who's it gonna be, Sharif or Zach? If Sharif wins this one, he's gonna go up to map point, but here comes Zach with more speed. One more turn left, and Zach is in the lead, but Sharif might be able to still take it. No, he won't. Zach will stay in front. 53.62, 400 ahead of Sharif. And he's gonna keep it a 1-point lead for Sharif. Starting to get closer now. Less crashes from the two players. They are perhaps a bit more warmed up now. And here we go. Sharif can still reach the map point if he wins this round. Goes up to first place through the first couple of corners. Should have more speed over this stretch as well. But Zach keeping it close, only 700 behind at this part of the track. Good speed though by Sharif as he goes up on the platform, and this looks like Sharif might be able to take it. Zach with a small no drift was able to recover a bit, but that's gonna put him behind with 4400. Let's see if Sharif can stay without any faults. Looks like he will. One corner left for Sharif. and he will take it with a time of 53.42. Sheriff goes up to map point at 4-6. So Zach will have to win 2 points in a row to force tennis mode. Definitely not impossible. They've been very even so far. So let's see if Zach can keep his focus as we are live into the 11th round. Okay, this time it's Zach who is in the lead in the start. Sheriff might be trying to go a bit safer. He's gonna get the landing bug. So Zach should win this round now. 6900s ahead of Sheriff. Halfway through the map. Zach will have to make a mistake if Sheriff wants to come back from this. We did see him getting that no drift after the uphill. Let's see if he can avoid it this time. Here we go. Alright, this time he will avoid it and should take the round. Gonna go for a safe route as well through the final corner, avoids the border and takes it with a time of 53.59. Still a good time. In fact, that is his fastest time so far in this sub-match. 5-6. Will we see tennis mode? Alright, here we go. Great start from Sheriff. Went a bit closer to the wall. Puts him in the lead with 600s. But Zach comes back here with more speed every single time. Alright, the jump now. No landing bugs. Still remains close. Good turn from Zach. Gonna take a slight lead, but then goes too much to the left and will clip the wall. Sheriff now with a great opportunity to win the 1 versus 1 and get the first point for MnM-Gaming. 1 second ahead of Zach. This should be Sheriff's round. Should just take it uber safe. Coming up to the final corner, it's basically only this uphill that can cost him the round, I think. He's not gonna get any bump. No drift as well. Sheriff with 1 turn left. Looks like he will win the 1 versus 1. Great time as well to close it out. 53.43. Sheriff defeats Zach with a score of 5-7. So MnM-Gaming in the lead here with 1-0. Gonna add the scores, there we go. Alright, so we are moving on to the 2 versus 2, which is of course played on the same track. And we see now that Royal is on the server and so is Scrappy, so it looks like that's gonna be the 2 versus 2 for MnM-Gaming. No wait, never mind, Scrappy is of course part of Planetkey-Dynamics. Royal still don't have a teammate. Thinking it might be Tween, who is on the server. Yes, there he is. So it's gonna be Tween and Royal for MnM-Gaming, the 2 guest players. Of course, Royal part of Team Acer and Tween part of Esuba. We also see Nevermind now getting on the server, so maybe small chance that he will be playing. For Planetkey-Dynamics, it looks like it's gonna be Poker and Scrappy. That is a strong lineup for sure. Royal and Poker, former teammates in Team Acer. Played together many times. Now they will face off against each other instead. Royal with that extremely fast world record, like 53.08. And you see that top 2 is 53.21. That is very... it's not very... I can't find the word now. It's not very usual that we see that kind of gap between... first and second place. It's very unusual actually, so Royal seems to have figured out something, knows something that no one else does on this track. So we are of course doing a couple of warm-up rounds here. Three warm-ups please, says Nevermind, so maybe Nevermind is actually playing this one. If he is the one asking for the warm-ups. Nevermind got a time of 53.36. Which is not a bad time at all, so maybe we will see Nevermind playing. Hard to say until we start. Tween is also warming up, and so is Royal though, so that is still my bet that Tween and Royal will be playing for MnM-Gaming. Alright, so let's see if we'll have one more or two more warm-ups. And then, of course, moving on to the 3 versus 3. The group stage match between these two teams was very close. As I mentioned, it ended with a tennis mode in the 5 versus 5. Planetkey-Dynamics were able to win that one with 9-7. I remember that Tween was outstanding in that 5 versus 5. Was definitely the one with the most amount of points. No one was close to him at all, but still wasn't enough for MnM-Gaming to take it. Alright, closing in on the finish. Let's see if this is the last one or if we will have one more warm-up. Alright, looks like that's gonna be it. We are starting... Okay. Great timing to get disconnected. But I am quickly back on the server, so shouldn't miss anything. No, there we go. Alright, I guess maybe I got automatically kicked because I didn't chat. Sometimes the server is set up in such a way that the spectators will be automatically kicked if they don't write anything for a while, so that might have been the case. But anyways, we are live into the 2 versus 2. It's gonna be Poker and Scrappy versus Tween and Royal. Oh, and a huge no drift to start it off from Scrappy. Puts him miles away, the other 3 players. And it's up to Poker now to save the round. But he got Tween in front of him. And then he will touch that wall. Which we saw in the 1 versus 1 as well. So it looks like Tween and Royal will secure the first point for MnM-Gaming by simply not making any mistakes. They are 4200s behind the Dedimania record, so this is a good pace. Should be a pretty decent time by Tween. And Royal is only 1500s behind him. Yeah, 53.62 and 0.83. So a great start for MnM-Gaming, and not so great start for Planetkey-Dynamics. Again, we are playing to 5 now in the 2 versus 2. That's because draws are pretty common here, especially if it's a close matchup. We've seen 2 versus 2s take up to 40 minutes to complete in the past. See if that's going to be the case in this 2 versus 2. Tween with another fast start takes the lead, but here comes Royal with a massive amount of speed. Could that be the secret? Royal with the lead right now ahead of Poker. Looks like Scrappy got a minor landing bug in the jump. And now MnM-Gaming can take another point. Poker will have to try and take first. But he is surrounded by Tween and Royal at this point. Tween now goes up in the lead after a good platform part. And Royal has crashed. Royal will drop down. Scrappy will pass him. Now it looks like it's going to be a draw after all. Poker and Scrappy second and third. Oh, and then Poker gets a huge bump. Looks like he avoided getting the no drift at least, so he will keep that second place. And that's going to be critical, of course, for it to be a draw. Otherwise, I think Royal probably would have caught up to him since he was not that far behind. So the score will stay the same, 0-1. Alright, here we go, the third round of this 2 versus 2! Scrappy with another no drift into the wall. That's not the combo you want. And that's, of course, puts a lot of pressure on Poker again. And he's not in a good position at all. Goes down to third place, does not have as much speed as Royal over the stretch. Good turn afterwards though, might be able to stay at second place, but Tween is at the same time keeping a great pace at first place. He is 20 hundredths ahead of Poker. Royal now also ahead of Poker with a few hundreds. It looks like MnM-Gaming will take the second point as well. Both Tween and Royal surviving the uphill. Poker closing in on Royal, might be able to catch up to him. No, he's not, and he will stay at third. Great time there from Tween, 53.32 ahead of Royal with 0.62. Also Poker under 54 seconds. Scrappy with that no drift in the start, cannot afford that in the future. So a very, very good start for the red team. This time no drift from Scrappy in the start. Will though go down to fourth place. He's not had a good start at all to this sub-match. Needs to pick it up. Oh, both Tween and Poker with the landing bug. Poker also hitting the wall. So that's gonna put Tween at third place still. It's Scrappy and Royal for first, but Royal with a comfortable lead of 1700s. Right now, this is another red point. If Royal can stay ahead of Scrappy, who is in close pursuit, but still behind, goes for the wall hit. Interesting strat from Scrappy. However, Royal still in front with 1200s coming up to the final turn, and he will take it with a time of 53.48. And it's another red point since Tween is ahead of Poker. 0-3 in favor of MnM-Gaming, 2 points away from also winning the second sub-match. Poker and Scrappy need to start playing better before it's too late. Poker only with 53.75 as his best time. That is not the Poker I know. Usually got, if not the fastest time, then very close to it. Scrappy with 53.64, but he's made a lot of mistakes so far. This time though, Scrappy with the best start goes up in the lead. Poker is at fourth place, but it's a close pack here. Only 20 hundredths between all four players going up on the platform. Scrappy is still in the lead, but Royal might be able to exit the turn with more speed. Yes, he will. Royal now in the lead. Tween at third and Poker at fourth is still really, really close. Royal with good speed in the downhill. Scrappy goes for that wall hit again. Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna take first place? Royal now with more speed in the uphill. Tween still at third place ahead of Poker. Coming up to the ending. Scrappy goes for the attack, but it's not gonna be enough. Royal stays in front with 100 of a second, and it's gonna be another red point. 0-4 now, and it's map points for MnM-Gaming. Wow, I did not expect this to be the result at all. So map point for Tween and Royal, looking to close it out in their first attempt. Here we go. Scrappy building up speed, no landing bug. Can go up to second place, just behind Royal. Here's Tween, should have more speed than both Poker and maybe also Scrappy. Tween goes up to second place. This is it, perhaps Royal and Tween might at least win the 2 versus 2 if they can keep it together, avoid any crashes. Let's see if they can do it. Where's Poker? He's 28 hundredths behind. It's up to Scrappy to take first place. He's just behind Royal, so he can definitely do it. Goes up to first place now as well, but Royal with more speed again in the uphill. Can Scrappy take this first place? He will! Scrappy able to pass Royal in the final corner, and that's gonna keep Planetkey-Dynamics alive in this sub-match. But the question is for how much longer? 0-4 is the score, and it's of course still map point for Tween and Royal. Wow, very good start there from Scrappy, and then Tween will drop down. Will we see the comeback here from Poker and Scrappy? Poker with the bad landing. However, still enough to stay in front of Tween. About 40 hundredths or so ahead of him. Let's take a look at the top. Scrappy still in the lead. 1500s ahead of Royal. Royal is on the attack, trying to get that draw again. But it looks like Planetkey-Dynamics will get their first point on the scoreboard. But here comes Royal! Oh, clips the wall! And it looks like it will definitely be a blue point. Scrappy takes it 53.76. Ahead of Royal with 54.36. Poker with 0.42 and Tween with 0.64. So 1-4 now. But Scrappy and Poker got a long journey ahead of them if they want to take this sub-match. Alright, here we go, the 8th round. Royal trying to build as much speed as possible, and it always seems to pay off. He goes up to the top, looks like Scrappy has fallen down in the meantime. Good turn there from Royal as well. Now in the lead of this round. Tween and Poker will pass him though in the next corner. This is still looking good for the red team. And now Royal also passing Poker. In the downhill, Royal losing his grip but did not lose much of his speed. This could be it. Only a few turns left to go. Poker will have to try and take first place, but it's looking mighty grim right now for Poker as we are approaching the ending. Tween still in the lead, will take first, and Royal will take second. That's gonna be it. MnM-Gaming wins the second sub-match as well, this time with a score of 1-5. So a very, very good start for MnM-Gaming in this semi-final, but we did saw that in the quarterfinal as well. They won the 2 first sub-matches, and then EC Esports was able to win the next one, which was the 5 versus 5, with a score of 7-3, was it? Something like that, but they kind of dominated it. So we'll see if MnM-Gaming can do better now. Of course, if they win this next sub-match, they will qualify to the grand final. Planetkey-Dynamics will have to win the last 2 sub-matches. And this also means that there can't be a draw anymore, so we won't see a decider 5 versus 5. It's gonna be decided on these last 2 sub-matches. Alright, so the 3 versus 3 will be played on the Real Mushroom. This track is made by John and Wally, and the world record is 51.712 by Kronos. The players are doing warm-ups as per usual. Let's take a look at the Deddy in the meantime. We see that Joduki got the fastest time out of these 2 teams with 51.82 at top 2. Tween is at top 3 with 0.84, and Swoopy is at top 4 with 0.85. We also got Poker in the Deddy at top 8 with 0.91, and also Kappa with 0.91 at top 9. Renew is at top 12 with 0.93, Extreme also with 0.93 at top 13. And then we have Royal at top 15 with 0.96, Sheriff at top 23 with 52.02, and it looks like that is all the players. Let's see if we can figure out the lineup. The information I got says that Swoopy, Joduki and Extreme will be playing for Planetkey-Dynamics. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. They are in the blue side here, so it looks like it is the case. And then for MnM-Gaming, it looks like we will have Tween, Royal, Kappa and Sheriff. So one of them will not play, of course. But yeah, what a start here from MnM-Gaming. Shocking Planetkey-Dynamics, who I would say were the favorites going into the semi-final, and I think most people would agree with me. We saw in the group stage, they together with Team Dignitas definitely were the best teams, so yeah, it's a bit of a surprise, but it's not over, of course, and if Planetkey-Dynamics can pull it off and win this 3 versus 3, then they have all the chances in the world to reach the grand final. However, looking at the lineup, I mean, I probably would have suspected that Poker would be playing. Arguably their strongest player, but he is not. Swoopy, Joduki and Extreme playing instead, and that is actually a very good lineup. Swoopy is a bit underrated, did well in the group stage, so I think he will do well here for Planetkey-Dynamics. And then Joduki is also a very skillful player, and so is Extreme. So while on paper it might look like MnM-Gaming got the stronger lineup, mostly thanks to Tween and Royal, I think Planetkey-Dynamics definitely got a realistic chance to win this sub-match. Alright, looks like we'll have one final warm-up and then we'll start. Still not sure exactly what the lineup will be for MnM-Gaming. They got 4 players warming up, so one of them will of course go into spec mode. Alright, then here is the last turn of the warm-up. And now it looks like we will start. There is the restart, so let's continue the semi-final of ESL Competition Premiership 15 between Planetkey-Dynamics and MnM-Gaming. The winner will qualify to the grand final, where Team Dignitas await after winning the group stage. And again, that match will be played next weekend, probably on Sunday. Alright, here we go. So we see now that the lineup for MnM-Gaming will be Tween, Royal and Kappa. Sheriff going into spec mode, and we are live into the first round following Extreme for Planetkey-Dynamics. Joduki will get the slowdown in the start. You have to drive over the border in the first corner, and that can sometimes give you a slowdown. Swoopy into the wall. 2 blue players down, only 1 remaining in Extreme, who is in the lead though, ahead of Kappa and Royal. Tween is a bit further behind. Catching up though, will pass Kappa. And even if Extreme takes first place in this round, it will be a red point. Joduki is only 6,500 behind, but then seems to have made another mistake. Yeah, he's down to 6th place now. Swoopy at 5th, 80 behind. Tween will have to slow down, but that was actually a very smart decision by Tween. I think a less skillful player would have just gone into the wall and crashed, but Tween, realizing that he could still finish the round if he just dropped down in speed. Extreme passed him, but Swoopy and Joduki did not, so that was, I think, an intelligent decision by Tween. So, MnM-Gaming will take the first point, as they did in the 2 versus 2 as well. And again, if they win this sub-match, they have done it, and they will qualify to the grand final. Another bad start from both Joduki and Swoopy, but then Tween hits the wall hard and goes down to 6th place. In the meantime, in the top we got Extreme just ahead of Kappa and Royal. Oh, and then Extreme drops down, leaving Kappa and Royal alone in the top. And this will make it a red point, despite Tween being at last position. Oh, but then Swoopy will pass Kappa, and so will Extreme and Joduki. That's gonna change everything. Now this is a blue point instead, despite Royal taking first place. Coming up to the last turn here, the jump, which we often see landing bugs in. Not this time though. Royal will take first, 52.28, but Swoopy, Extreme and Joduki will follow him. And it's all tied up, 1-1. And we are of course back to playing to 7 now, and tennis mode is in effect, so if the score is 6-6, you have to win with 2 points. And a reminder that it did go to tennis mode between these 2 teams in the group stage, however it was then in the 5 versus 5, and we might not see that last sub-match if MnM-Gaming wins this one. Alright, a close pack of players this time, no early dropouts. Swoopy keeping first place ahead of Kappa, Tween, Jodoki, Extreme and Royal. Trying to advance in the rankings, and he will be successful in that. Goes up to 4th place. Swoopy still keeping that 1st place, but he got 3 players behind him now. No, not anymore. Royal will lose all his speed as he entered the stretch. This could go either way still. If Swoopy can take 1st, that is very, very important. Jodoki will pass Kappa in the meantime, but he got a landing bug. Kappa goes up to 2nd place, and that's gonna make it a red point. I think that would have been a blue point had Jodoki not gotten that, what seems to have been a landing bug. So instead, MnM-Gaming back in the lead at 1-2. Oh, looks like we will not have the next round. Kappa disconnected, says Renew, so we will have to wait for him. So this is not live right now. Hopefully it won't take too long, but if his computer crashed, then it might be a longer wait. And I think they said before this submatch started that he got some computer problems, so that might actually have been the case. So we will have a stoppage of play right now, and yeah, I mean the key right now for the players is to try and keep the focus up. It's not always that easy when you are taking this kind of long break. Can sometimes mess with you, and then once the match starts again, your focus might not be the same. So I think what's key in these kind of situations is to still drive the rounds and not just wait at the start. So we see the players actually driving, even if it's not live. And I think that is the way to go, so that you try to keep the momentum you had and the focus you had. So still no Kappa. Hopefully it won't take too long before he's back. But if he's not back in like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, we may see someone replacing him. Let's see at the Deddy if we have someone from Planetkey-Dynamics with a good time. Renew is at top 12, so I could see him replacing Kappa. Oh, never mind. Renew is, of course, part of Planetkey-Dynamics. The thing is that they have both yellow tags, so that confuses me. Let's see here. Yeah, Sheriff is at top 23, so he could replace Kappa. And maybe that is their only option, actually. And he is actually on the server now, so he's warming up. And we are still waiting for Kappa, who disconnected from the server a couple of rounds ago. Going through the team scores as we are waiting. Royal is the one who started the best, got 14 points, ahead of Swoopy with 13, Kappa with 11, Extreme with 11 as well, Tween with 9 and Jodoki with 5 points. And Jodoki also with the slowest time, 53.81, so he still doesn't have a clean lap. The other 5 players do, they all got low 52 second times. Swoopy with the fastest one, 52.13, which is a very, very good time. Yeah, this is taking quite a long time actually, so I think in the next few minutes, if Kappa isn't returning, we might see Sheriff stepping in instead. Of course, it's not an ideal situation for Kappa either. Might be feeling a bit stressed right now, trying to get back on the server as quickly as possible. But it is taking a very long time, to be honest, which is a bit worrisome. And this could be what Planetkey-Dynamics need. If they can keep their focus up. Tween is staying in the water. Got nothing else to do at this point. Yeah, I think they should probably replace him pretty soon. Extreme finishing the round! That was not maybe so smart, because that will make Planetkey-Dynamics win a point here. Of course, you can just remove the point if you know the commands. We'll see if they know it. Might have to look it up. So yeah, they may have to add the point here manually. I sadly don't know the command for that. If someone knows it in the Twitch chat, just let me know. I am watching over you guys. Right now I'm just seeing a bunch of smileys. But yeah, if anyone know the command for how to add the team score, just let me know and I can... Oh, never mind. Looks like we figured it out, so... Gonna set the blue team to 1 point. As we are still waiting for Kappa. This has been going on now for at least 5 minutes, if not longer. Yeah, Kappa, I don't think he's coming back, so Sheriff will have to replace him, or maybe Revi, who is also now in play mode. Alright, looks like we will start, so it's gonna be either Revi or Sheriff replacing Kappa, who sadly disconnected, likely had his computer fried, and may have to look at buying a new one. But we are live into the next round. The score is 1-2, even though it says 2-2 still. I think they may have to try and add a score again because it didn't work. Anyways, we'll just have to keep that in mind. It's 1-2, and we are live into the next round following Tween, who goes up in the lead together with his teammate Royal. Top 2 for MnM-Gaming, with Sheriff not too far behind. So it's Sheriff replacing Kappa and not Revi. Joruki is at 3rd place for Planetkey-Dynamics. Extreme 20 behind, and Swoopy 1 second behind. Looks like another red point, unless Joduki can make something happen here, but he will have to rely on a red player crashing as well, so that Extreme and Swoopy can catch up. Joduki will go up to 1st place. Just ahead of Royal with 500s. This time no landing bug for Joduki, who will take it with a time of 52.14. However, it is a red point, with Royal taking 2nd, Sheriff 3rd, and Tween at 5th. So Sheriff, without any warm-ups basically, is right into it and takes 3rd with a pretty solid time. That's quite strong to be able to do that when you are not the one who is supposed to play. And this time though, we'll get a slowdown in the start, puts him far behind the rest, and that's gonna give Planetkey-Dynamics the chance to make it a 2-3 score. Sheriff still behind with about 5400s. Let's take a look at the top. It's Tween right now in the lead. Royal is at 3rd place, Joduki in between. Then we also got Extreme now going up to 2nd place. It's a pretty close round, all 6 players, only 4,500s between them coming up to the last turn. Twin losing all his speed, and Extreme will pass him just before the finish line. And that's gonna make it a blue point. Crucial blunder there from Twin. I don't know if he got a gear down or not. That's when you are in the wrong gear. Doing a drift. I don't know if that's happened. Maybe he touched the wall. Whatever is the case, it's Planetkey-Dynamics who takes the point, and the score is now 2-3 and not 3-3. Not sure why it didn't work to add the point. Some kind of bug with fast, perhaps. Anyways, Tween now at the bottom. 1400s behind Swoopy in the lead. It's another close round though. Top 3 for Planetkey-Dynamics. Extreme and Joduki keeping 2nd and 3rd place. Oh, okay. Joduki losing a bunch of speed here. Tween will also pass him. Swoopy and Extreme keeping it together at the top though. If they can stay at 1st and 2nd, this will definitely be a blue point. Here we go! Swoopy with the landing bug! And that's gonna make it a red point instead once again. That jump is completely decisive. And now the score is 2-4. MnM-Gaming back to a 2-point lead. And they are only 3 points away from winning this semifinal and qualifying to the grand final. Oh, Tween goes too close to the wall. Hits the pole as well, puts him even further behind. Sheriff and Royal can still make this a red point though. Let's see if they can pull it off. Right now it's looking pretty good, with only Extreme ahead of them. Joduki and Swoopy not far behind at all, and good turn from Joduki, puts him at 2nd, and then Sheriff goes too close to the wall, will clip it, and is down to 5th place. Tween still at 6th, only Royal remain. It's gonna be a blue point here. Extreme at 1st, Joduki at 3rd, and Swoopy at 4th place. Unless they all get the landing bugs, doesn't look like it. Joduki might have gotten it, but no one is close to him, and that's gonna make it a blue point. So the score is now 3-4. Tween at 3rd place in the team scores with 22. Right now it's Extreme in the lead with 39. And he's off to a good start again in this round. Circulating at the top. Looks like Joduki has dropped down for Planetkey-Dynamics. 7,700s behind, and he lost a bit more speed here as well, so he's gonna be maybe 1 second behind in the next checkpoint. 9,100s behind now. Let's take a look at the top though. It's Extreme in the lead, and Swoopy is also up there. Could go either way as we are closing in on the finish line once again. Here comes Royal with lots of speed, still behind Extreme though, who is in the lead with 1 turn left, but he mistimes the last turn, and both Royal and Tween will pass him. Royal 1,000 of a second ahead, and Tween Royal 2,000 of a second ahead of Extreme, and Tween 1,000 of a second ahead. Wow, that was not fun at all for Extreme. So MnM-Gaming wins the point, up to 5 points now. Up to 5 points now, 2 points away from closing it out. I can't speak. Planetkey-Dynamics cannot afford losing any more rounds. They do not want to be in a match point situation right now. So this is a very, very important round. They need to win it. All 3 players doing fairly well. Sheriff has dropped down in the meantime, and then Tween gets the bump before the stretch, and it's top 3 for Planetkey-Dynamics. This is exactly what they needed. Trying to build up some momentum. None of them getting the landing bug either, and it's gonna be an ace for Planetkey-Dynamics. Very, very nice performance. 0.16 by Extreme, 0.19 by Swoopy, and 0.26 by Joruki. 10 hundreds between them. As we see Kappa now back on the server, so will he play? Or will Sharif keep on driving? I'm not sure, but we are going live it seems. The score is now 4-5. And we are following Royal, who is at the last position. Oh, Swoopy went for a different trajectory, still on the road and still doing well together with his teammates. But in fact, all 6 players are doing well in this round. This is really, really close right now. Look at this. Only 500s between all 6 players. Tween is the one who is at last place, but it's not too far behind, can definitely catch up. Oh, but right now, looks like he might be losing a bit more time. Extreme in the lead. Sharif and Royal following. Joruki at 4th place, coming up to the ending. I think this is a blue point, but then Joruki gets the landing bug. He gets the landing bug again, and that's gonna make it a red point instead. MnM-Gaming up to match point at 4-6. Wow. That landing is so decisive. It's insane. Alright, here we go. Match point number 1 for MnM-Gaming. Can they close it out? Terrible start for both Swoopy and Extreme. Well, I shouldn't say terrible. They are not that far behind. Extreme, Joruki is actually at 1st place. That is really important. And it looks like Sharif did drop down a bit. Swoopy is even further behind though. That's not good. Extreme is advancing in the ranking. 3rd place, only behind Royal, and Joruki goes up to 2nd place as well. Top 2 for Planetkey-Dynamics. They cannot afford any more landing bugs. Here we go. Can they avoid it? If so, this will be a blue point. Otherwise, MnM-Gaming will take it. They will not get it. And it's top 2 for Planetkey-Dynamics. Extreme and Joruki will make it happen. Puts the score at 5-6. But they are 1 point away from getting tennis mode. MnM-Gaming still with the match point. Their 2nd attempt now. Oh, Swoopy! Swoopy falls down in the start. And it's again up to Extreme and Joruki to win this round. Can they do it? Joruki crashes and also Extreme! All blue players are down. What a disaster round for Planetkey-Dynamics when they needed to perform. This is not good at all. Joruki with the flip as well. I think this is the last round. MnM-Gaming about to defeat Planetkey-Dynamics and qualify to the grand final. Top 3, Royal at 1st, Sharif at 2nd, and Tween at 3rd place. I don't see them losing this. The Planetkey-Dynamics players are way too far behind. Here comes Royal. With a good last turn, takes it with 52.27. Sharif and Tween, 2nd and 3rd, and that's gonna be it. MnM-Gaming defeats Planetkey-Dynamics and are qualified to the grand final. GG. So the final result 0-4. A blowout win here for MnM-Gaming. Who would have thought that? Not me, that's for sure. So there we go. Alright, so we might maybe see the last sub match be played just for fun, or... Not sure, but we'll just wait here for a little while, just to make sure. Okay, it looks like they won't play it. Just want to make sure so that I don't stop it too early. Okay, so we are going to stop playing here. MnM-Gaming, of course, already the winner, even if Planetkey-Dynamics win the 5 versus 5. Alright, so let's take a look at the playoffs now. Here it is, and MnM-Gaming will take down Planetkey-Dynamics and are now advancing to the grand final where Team Dignitas await the defending champions. So that's gonna be the grand final, and I believe it will be played on Sunday. Default time is 8 p.m. CST. That could change, but I will keep you guys updated on Facebook and Twitter once I know the time. So yeah, just follow me there if you want to make sure you don't miss the match. It's gonna be a great one, I think. MnM-Gaming seem to be very, very motivated. And of course, this will be a repeat of the Team Masters Team Cup 2015 Grand Final. MnM-Gaming, then known as Fun Team, and Team Dignitas did win that final. But for now, I'm off, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see ya for the Grand Final.